Welcome to Mr. Bacon Pants Plays Games. We are playing the gripping conclusion of the Dreamscape Saga. If you don't know what that is, you haven't been watching my videos, let's go to the App Store and I'll tell you all about it. Alright, so there's, back in 2015, an expansion came out called Dreamscape. It added some new mechanics, one of them being Insight. And then in 2018, they came out with two more expansions that all kind of followed the same theme. There was this Dreamborn cards, there was Insight that you could use for different reasons. So I went ahead and I played each one separately. And if you look at the last sentence in Deliverance, it says that you can combine. It says pair Deliverance with the Dreamscape and Delirium for even more exciting games. So we are going to literally combine all three together, play some crazy epic game, and it's going to be insane. And I'm going to show you why when we start the game. We're going to go through each of the rules. So we're going to do offline, create a game. Boom, I already got it set up. Look at that. Already got it set up. All right, we're going to go ahead and click start. Dreamscape, Delirium, and Deliverance. All right, let's go to the rules right away, because you're probably like, if you haven't been watching the videos, you're like, what is going on? This is not Ascension. All right, so let's go to Dreamscape. So Dreamscape has the Dream deck. So you can buy the cards out of this like secondary deck of cards with Insight. The way you get Insight is Dreamborn cards. So as they enter the center row, each player gains one Insight. There's a couple other ways to get it as well, but that's the main way. And then if we go, that was pretty simple, right? It's just like you got some cards you can buy, you have another resource to kind of manage, and pretty simple. Then you go into Delirium, and now things are getting a little bit crazy. We still got Insight, we still got the Dreamborn cards, but we have something else you can do with them. You can do the recall or recur, which allows you to pay the cost and then get the ability of the card a second time. And then we also have auctions. It's called Fate, where everyone kind of bids their Insight, like, hey, I'm willing to pay 2, I'm willing to pay 3, I'm willing to pay 4, to get the effect below. Like, so this card's like, get the effect below. So again, it's something different that you can use Insight for. This one also adds the die. So for 5 Insight, you can roll this die and get some random effect. Some of them are pretty cool. It's kind of swingy. But yeah, basically you can pay 5 to gain 1. And then Deliverance kind of kicks it up a notch. So you still have the Insight, you still have the Dreamborn, but you have a new starting card. You have the Dream Seeker, which then generates Insight and lets you draw a card. And then you have this insane 16-point card that you can buy that basically just gives you like 2 of everything. So that's pretty crazy. And then there's this Phantasm ability. So a hero with a Phantasm can be played directly from the center row during your turn. So that's kind of cool. But you basically banish the card. So it's like you can play the card from the center row, but you don't add it to your deck. And then there's also monsters where you can dream bind. And dream binding means that I think you add them to your deck. Yeah, you keep it in your deck and you just play it like a normal card for its effect. And that's really it. So a lot going on here, but if you think about it, all the mechanics of each set, yes, they use this Dreamborn mechanic, they use the Insight, but they all do different things with those mechanics. So I think when we blend them all together, it's not going to be like a bunch of the same types of uses of Insight. It's going to be, you literally can use Insight for like so many things. I don't know how this is going to feel. It could just feel like you have too many options, but let's find out. So the start of the game, we have to pick or kind of build our Dreamscape deck. So let's see what we got here. We got acquire a hero in the center row without paying its cost. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to select that. This hero counts as all factions. That's pretty good. Test the faith, reveal the top card of the center deck, acquire or defeat it without paying its cost. Oh, I can put it into my hand. I kind of like that. And we got one more. When you would gain honor. Nah, I don't know. That's kind of like, I mean, this one is double your attack. Do I want to have this like big guy in here? I mean, look at that. Well, I think that's the girl that you can buy. Like you can, she kind of like transformed by the end of the game. Let's go ahead and select this one. And see, up here's that, up there's that one that you can buy. Everyone can buy that one. Okay, yeah, so we have a lot of great art. So, you know, this is around that time when the art really kind of started coming into its own. All right, so we got this Dreamborn. Let's see, once per turn. Not that exciting. Add a card to your Dreamscape. Kind of interesting. Draw 2 cards, then banish this. How much? Yeah, we have 3. Banish a card in the center row. Ooh, this one's kind of like interesting. I feel like maybe I feel like I could buy these 2 cards. I kind of like them. I don't know why I'm buying them. I don't know if they're like part of my strategy. But this is what we're doing. Alright, so already it feels kind of normal. Oh, there's that Dream Seeker. So that's the new starting card. You know, I don't know if it replaces a card or you start with an 11 card deck. Let's see, we gotta play it first. Nothing too excited, but we do have 5. Man, do I really want to... I should probably buy the Mechana, because, like, Mechana is always kind of overpowered. Yes, they're expensive, but, like, if you can get them going, it's, like, overpowered. Yeah, and this one is, you may treat Dream Constructs as either a Mechana. Once per turn, when you play a Mechana Construct, move this one, draw a card. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Ooh, look at that. There we go. And we'll end the turn. And constructs are nice because, like, when you play them, they just stay out and play. They don't like clog up your deck. There are ways to like your opponent can remove them, but you know they're based on cards that have to come up. You know, there's no like guaranteed way to remove a construct, so they're pretty good. Look at that. I wish I had one more, but you know what? Since I'm going to. If I'm going to do Mechana, I might as well do Mechana. Now, this was talking about transformed cards. So, basically, if you ever play Magic the Gathering, like, you know, in a strat set, you know, you just basically, like, you meet some requirement and you flip it over and the card's like a different card. That was in other sets as well. Oh, look at this. We got the Phantasm. So, why this card's in this row? You may pay 4 to banish and play this and just gain 3 honor. I don't know. That's not really that exciting to me. So I'm going to go ahead and end the turn. Ooh, or I could draw. Well, let's look at my Dreamscape, though. Can't forget about that. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy this. Yep. Ooh. It is a hero. Yeah, put that in my hand. All right, then go ahead and play that. And then now I can beat up this guy. I feel like that was a pretty good turn. Alright, yeah, so that card was just like an ability I played. And it kind of worked out in my favor. Oh, I want to get this card right here. Alright, so I'm going to draw 2 cards. That is gone out of my deck. Let's go ahead and do this and banish a card in the center row. Let's go ahead and banish that. Okay, got the honor. Play all. Alright, so I do kind of like this. So this construct counts as all factions, and when you play this, you gain runes, and then this girl costs less. So yeah, obviously getting that, like, that's a no-brainer. For 1, it's like, do I put this in my deck? You know what? For 1, it gives me insight. I need insight, so I don't think that's a bad thing. It doesn't really synergize with my deck, but insight is insight. Especially if I want to start buying that, you know, those powerful hero cards. These ones. Okay, let's do this. Let's draw the card, because that counts as a Mechana. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just making 8 money. Alright, so I should probably... Well, let's look at this. You may pay 5 to transform this. So there's that. That synergizes with that one, or this one, this card here. Once per turn, gain 1 for each transformed mechanical construct you control. That's not that exciting. And once per turn, when you play a mechanical construct, this one, add a card to your Dreamscape. Gain 2, and you may return a construct you control to your hand, which is nice. I feel like that's pretty good. But I think I'm going to buy these 2 4-costers. Whoa. That would have been another one I could have got. There we go. Ooh, the Clockwork Blade. I don't know, I feel like this feels pretty good. I feel like this feels like kind of like a complete game, not just like a mishmash of expansions. Like I don't feel like something feels out of place. It feels really good so far. You know, we got the die mechanic, we got the Dreamscape. I mean, I think it actually feels like maybe how this should feel, you know, when you play all these together. There's like a lot of options. You have to kind of think about a lot. All right, what are we getting rid of? I'm not going to have a lot of attack, and I really don't want the computer to get all that insight, so let's go ahead and get that out of here. Ooh, look at that. This kind of, yep, and then when you play this, draw a card. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting this. This is going to be a snap buy. She's going to be so cheap. Okay, is there a hero worth acquiring is the question. Well, no, that's the construct. I was going to say that's a 9-coster. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and wait on that. But I'm not going to burn my insight on that die either. Let's wait. Yep, confirm. Thanks for asking. Yeah, this is really fun. This is really fun so far. I feel like there's like a lot going on. Okay, look at that. That's just like going nuts right now. I don't have any transformed constructs. Wait, where's that? I don't have it out yet. I was gonna say, wasn't there one I could transform, but I haven't played it yet. Oh, I kind of played that wrong. Can I undo? Nope, no undo. Whatevs, it's fine. Alright, so still no... Yeah, still no, like, no hero. Alright, so this one I think I might want to do... No, this one's pretty awesome. This one would help me buy those Dreamscape cards. I think I'm gonna do this. Dang, okay. Ooh. This is a construct. Might as well get that going. Alright, let's go ahead and end the turn. Ooh, rolling the die. I love the animation. Whoa! Alright, I can buy her for 8 now. Did they buy? But no, they didn't buy her yet. Okay. Let's play that. Drawing a card. There's my insight. I feel like I'm getting a little poor. Oh, look at that. I want that. I want the workshop. So many constructs right now. Look at that. Game 2. That's a good one. What are they going to get? Oh my gosh. There we go. They're just getting all the insight. They're very insightful. Got the 2 card draw. Ugh. Look at my hand. Look at my exciting hand. Oh, exciting. Alright, I think I need to bite the bullet and understand that I need to buy better cards. Ugh. I feel like I'm doing probably okay on the points because Mechana have like high point values on the cards. I think I'm still okay, even though that honor pool over there looks a little, you know. Alright, and then I think I'm going to do this. Let's return this to my hand. Let's play it. Let's just get even more. Look at that insight. 15. Oh, there's that guy. Let's get rid of this guy. Let's play the rest. Wait. Oh, yeah, look. Both of these buttons do the same thing. All right, so we're definitely going to get this person. Yep. I wish I could put this into my hand, but, I mean, I'm still going to buy it because it's pretty powerful. I'm going to play this and draw a card. And, man, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this construct because that strategy's been working out really well for me. And then this is gain 2 and then draw 2 cards. We'll go ahead and do that. Oh, there we go. Draw another card. Do that. Draw another card. Don't think I'm going to draw a card because I do not have a transformed Mechana. I feel like this is pretty good. What do I got? 4. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get this. The Mystic and then this guy. Feel like that's a good use of my time. Oh, I didn't even realize that these got added to my thing. Yeah, let's go ahead. Throw that in the deck. Why not? Let's just go construct. I'm buying constructs no matter where they're at. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna win. Ugh. I really want I want this thing. Like, look at that art. Like that, I want that on a t-shirt. And then, look at this art. I want that on a playmat. Alright, so we're going to throw that out there. It just gives me everything. We'll throw that out there. Ooh, I can transform. Throw that out. Well, hang on. Let's think. I do want to transform. So let's go ahead and transform. What does that give me? Oh yeah, it's just going to give me 1. But whatevs. And then what does this one do? Alright, let's go ahead and do that. And... trying to think, do I want banish a card in your hand? If you do, yeah, I mean, I think it's a little late to worry about this, honestly. I mean, 2 points is 2 points, so I think I'm going to do that because I don't know how long the game's going to go. And I guess I'll just draw a card, then banish a card in the center row. Then if there is an enlightened life, oh yeah, and void, blah, blah. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I mean, and I guess I'll beat up this guy a million times. Why can't I? Oh yeah. End the turn. All right, this could be it. I think they went first, so then I get to play 1 more turn. right? Yeah, I get to play one more turn because... Nope. Okay. Well, I still kicked their butt. Look at that. All right, let's look at it's the why. All right, so they definitely had more honor than me, but then look at my deck. My deck is like doubled. Let's look at theirs. All right, so they were kind of going with the Enlightened. And yeah, that's really it. It was just kind of going Enlightened heavy. I feel like when the computer does play in this game, well, I was going to say it goes attack heavy. Which, yeah, I guess it did, because it got, like, 5 heavy infantry and then, like, really no mystics. So it really just tries to, like, kill monsters to get the points. But then the cards that it bought were kind of odd. Yeah, well, I guess these ones make sense, because if it's trying to get a bunch of attack. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, but obviously my deck had more points. I mean, it was definitely trying to go honor heavy. And if you look at my deck, okay, so I splash in, and then look at all that mechana. And then basically, if I did splash into something, it was like for constructs, you know? It was just like, let's just go all in on constructs. All right, so let's think about the game here. I wish I could go back to the board, because I would like to kind of talk about it. So what do we think? I think that everything kind of meshed together relatively well. Since all 3 of the expansions used Insight didn't feel out of place. Insight didn't feel diluted. Dreamscape cards didn't feel diluted. There was definitely like plenty of that to go around. Did it feel like any use for Insight was more powerful than any other use? Not really. I would say if there was one Insight mechanic that didn't make an appearance in this game, it would have been the Fate mechanic where you have to bid. But you know what? I didn't really like that mechanic anyway, so I don't mind that it gets diluted when you mix them all together. I kind of prefer it. But yeah, like since all of them had Dreamborn cards, that was still triggering. They all had Insight. So that was still, piling up. You had the die. I didn't personally roll the die, but the computer did, and it was there if you wanted it. So you had a lot going on. I feel like when you play the expansions by themselves, like their use of Insight becomes like what you're doing, right? So in Delirium, you're rolling the die, you're spending the money for the die, because there's really not much else to do. And then in the last expansion, let's go back to the homepage and we can look at the last expansion here. The last expansion, where is it? Menu, rulebook. Because I don't want to misspeak here. So the last expansion has like the least to do with Insight. Other than trying to gain this card, and then some of the cards have abilities that trigger off of Insight, like Phantom, the Dream Bind monsters, and that's really it, right? But that's what you're kind of focusing on. You're kind of focusing on playing these cards without having to put them in your hand. You're focusing on getting monsters into your deck, but that's really it. And then this one here, you're using the Insight for card effects again, where you can kind of recur, right? You can kind of play effects multiple times. This Fate auction, which is not exciting, and then this die, right? And then the first expansion that has all this is this one, which is kind of like, I think, the most complex of the 3, because you have like this whole new deck of cards that you're kind of managing and buying out of. But then that's really it. That's like really your only use for Insight. So I do feel that Dreamscape kind of sets the stage for like Ascension with a third resource, right? So you have runes, you have whatever they call attack, and then you have Insight, and they really set the stage for like, okay, we have a whole new resource that you need to manage. And then I think the 2 expansions like really enhance on that. But the way they do it is they enhance on it as like a true expansion. It's not replacing a mechanic. It's not, more of the same mechanic. It's a completely different use for Insight pretty amazing. That way when you mix all three together, it feels like a cohesive experience. I think that's pretty neat. It's really great that they did that. I feel like I would probably want to play all these together. I think the only issue that I would have if I played them all together in real life is that the center deck would be like a foot tall, because it's three full-size expansions stacked up on top of each other. The computer version makes it so much easier. I think it would just be really hard to shuffle that thing. I almost would rather them come out with a Dreamscape Saga expansion that really takes the best cards out of each of these three and then puts it into a like smaller, concise, focused set. I would rather have that in real life. If they came out with a, I don't know, Dreamscape best of compilation, I think I would buy that. Because I really did like playing all these together. I mean, I got to do it all. I got to, buy the Dreamscape cards. I bought this crazy card, It was fun. Really worth it. If you haven't checked out this game, it is on Steam. The expansions do cost money, but hey, I don't mind paying it because, I'm hoping that maybe if people get really excited about this game again, they'll start making the expansions for it again. There is some new sets of Ascension that came out, but they have a different mechanic where there's this boat that kind of going around, and I don't think that this engine is designed to be able to handle that, but I hope they kind of extend it and try to figure out a way to get those into the game. And I hope they continue to make Ascension. I think they did a really good job. I think Dreamscape, really showed how good Ascension could be, how good an Ascension set could be, how complex it could be without feeling like it's complex for the sake of complexity. So yeah, let's hope they keep bringing this or keeping this game alive. But anyway, if you did like this content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.